Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly if you're new here, and for today's video I wanted to show you how I got this makeup look right here. It's super pretty but super simple and easy once you get the hang of it, and it's just honestly one of my favorite go-to looks for summer right now. So if you want to see how I got this makeup look, then just keep watching. Alright guys, so I zoomed you in just a little bit, that way you can see everything on my skin, just kind of how it's looking before, and it's not going to look like this after, I promise, but anyway, the first thing that I'm going to be using is my Benefit Professional Primer. This is really good at smoothing out your skin, so I love to use that, especially in the summer. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation in the shade 2N. This has become like a holy grail foundation. I use this for my wedding. It just makes your skin look so good and flawless, and it has such a natural finish, but it looks so good on the skin, and it's so lightweight, it's so liquidy, but it has really good coverage still, and it honestly just blends into your skin really seamlessly. So I love this foundation. This is what I'm going to be using today. I've been using this all summer, and honestly it holds up so well. It's really long lasting. Like I said, I used it in my wedding, and like my skin looked perfect the entire night. So this is definitely a really good one, especially for summer. So for concealer, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape, but the ultra creamy version. This is so good if you have dry skin. I have struggled to love the original Tarte Shape Tape when it came out, and I think it looks really good if you don't have super dry skin, but for me, I just could not make it work as much as I wanted to. So when I saw that they had the ultra creamy version, I had to try it, and it's honestly amazing. So I've been doing what I've been seeing all over the internet, and so I've just been applying it kind of like on the inner corners and then just a little bit on the outer corner, just to kind of lift my face a little bit. I've been seeing this all over the place, but honestly it really lifts your face. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit to my nose, chin, and then I'm just gonna blend everything out with my beauty blender. Also, I have to cover this right here. I burned my skin with my curling iron like on a Monday morning, like the worst possible thing that can happen to you on a Monday, and it happened, so we gotta cover that up. So I just kind of blend everything else first, and then I go ahead and do my under eyes. I just kind of let it sit there for a little bit, that way I can keep as much coverage as possible when it dries down a little bit like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. It already looks so much brighter with that concealer, and then also doing the little trick where you put it on the outer corner of your eyes like that. It just makes your eyes look so lifted, and I love that. So okay, so the next thing for me is powder, and I like to go ahead and powder all over my face, underneath my eyes especially. Even though I do have dry skin, it just helps everything stay, especially when it's really hot outside. So I'm going to be taking this Ilia Soft Focus setting powder. This is just like the translucent powder. I've already put some in my lid here, so. And then whatever's left, I always like kind of pat it into my skin, especially in the area like my cheeks where I have larger pores, just to kind of help blur everything out. I think it looks so good. So now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and bronze my skin. And I use this ginormous Hoola bronzer from Benefit. So I just blend where my cheekbones are. I try to focus like higher up on my cheekbones, just to kind of lift my face a little bit. Take it to my forehead. And then I just kind of blend it down the neck, just to make sure everything looks even. I'm not trying to like heavy contour my nose, but I do take just like a little bit of the bronzer on my brush, and I try to like squeeze it a little bit just to make it a little longer like that. And then I just put a little bit on the sides of my nose like this. I like to give my nose some life. It actually like appears, because if I don't put any bronzer on my nose and I have it everywhere else on my face, then I just feel like I look like Voldemort. Like you can't even see it, like, you know? Okay, so now that I'm done applying my bronzer, I'm gonna go ahead and put blush everywhere, and I'm gonna be using my favorite blush of all time. This is the Benefit Rockateur blush. It is like, okay, so this is like a little sample that I have, but look at this. It kind of doesn't look like anything special when you look at it like this, but it is like the perfect shade. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this to my cheeks. Just like that. And I just kind of like dab it on the apples of my cheek and then just kind of blend it up a little bit just to kind of lift my face again. I like to put some on my nose like this and then blend it along the sides of my nose just so it looks like I was in the sun, and I feel like this is the perfect color blush to do that with. Okay, so I've already started on one side with this brow gel that I'm using. This is the brow gel from e.l.f. It is the Wow Brow in the shade Brunette, and I've already done one side, and I just want you to look at the difference between this brow and this brow. Like, you see that, right? Okay. Anyway, this is a really good brow gel. Clearly, it makes your brows look super feathery and really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to the other side. And the reason I like to go ahead and put a brow gel before actually filling in my brows is because doing so kind of creates like a guide for me when I'm filling in my brows, and it also helps you not put as much product in there. So it's a really great way to not use so much product and have to like go through brow pencils like that. So I just fill in the areas that I feel like are a little bit sparse that just need to be filled in. I'm not the best at doing brows, and they just take so much time. So I try to do this as efficiently as possible. So doing the brow gel first definitely helps. I'm just gonna try to like give myself a little bit more shape on the bottom of my brow and like on the outer tail. Yeah, I just set my brows one more time with this e.l.f. brow gel. This stuff is seriously so good and truly shows you that you don't have to spend a ton of money on a brow gel. This is really good. So, and I don't even think I told you, but I was using the Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Brunette from L'Oreal. This is kind of similar to the Anastasia Brow Wiz. That's the one that I use all the time. I don't know, I just go through them so quickly though, so sometimes I don't want to have to spend the money. So this one is pretty good. I do have to work with it just a little bit more, but it honestly does the same exact thing, so I think it's totally worth it. Okay, so for eyeshadow, I don't really wear eyeshadow every single day. If anything, I'll just put a little bit of bronzer in my crease and then that's it. But for today, I wanted to do just a little something. I'm gonna be using the Tarte Maneater palette. I feel like these are pretty classic shades, can't go wrong. So I'm gonna be taking the middle shade right here. It's called Purr. So I'm gonna blend this in my crease and also just kind of like drag it up just a little bit, just to kind of like elongate my eye. Nothing super dramatic, but I just feel like that helps a little bit. I'm just building this color up a little bit, and I feel like using a brush a little bit smaller, kind of like this, really helps to do that because it keeps the color concentrated on that specific area. So I'm gonna keep doing this and keep dragging it out until I feel like I'm happy with the way it looks. Yep. So one thing to keep in mind too, it's not just the brush that you use, it's also about the angle. So like with this specific brush, you can see how it's a little bit more tapered and it comes to a point. So when I'm first applying my eyeshadow, I try to hold my brush like and point it directly on the spot that I want it. So that way I'm like depositing that color on that area, and then as I feel like I've deposited the color where I want it, I can kind of like lower the angle of my brush and use more of the side to be able to like blend it out. I hope that makes sense, because it definitely helps so you don't feel like you have to have a ton of brushes, because you really don't. So I'm going to use the point of this with the same exact color that I was just using, and then blend it on the lower lash line. Okay, so now that I have that blended out, I'm going to be taking this shade right here. It's called Foxy. I'm going to take that on my ring finger, and then just swipe it on my lid, just like that. I'm just going to keep building that up on my lid. And then I'm also going to take this other one here. This was in the shade Lace. I'm going to take a little bit of that as well and just kind of put it on top. Just kind of in the center, just to draw a little bit more attention to the center of the lid. So I just went ahead and highlighted under the brow and then just a little bit on the inner corners just to make everything appear more bright. And also, one thing about this palette, these names are hilarious because my cats are sitting right back here. So I'm sitting here using the shade Purr, Meow, and it's just very cat themed day. I'll be taking the shade Catcall in here. It's the black shade. And I'm just gonna line my eyes with this. I don't want to wing it out too much. I just kind of want like a little bit of a cat eye almost. So I'm just using that sharp edge to try to create a little bit of a line like this and then just connect it to the top part. A little like that. Honestly, I'm not even good at this, but we're trying. Now that I have both eyes done, I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and then apply mascara. Okay, so for mascara, I have been using this Mr. Big mascara from Lancome. This is actually just a travel size, but I have this, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to both lashes. Yeah, so I just finished applying my mascara. It's a little clumpy, but honestly, it does such a good job at making your lashes look really like voluminous. And when I use like a liner or do anything like that looks smoky, this is a really good mascara to use. It did get a little clumpy on the bottom lashes, so honestly, I would use a different one. But I just take this little spoolie like this, and I just kind of roll it underneath and just kind of comb through it. And that's how I get rid of the clump. So if you have any kind of mascara, if it's clumping for some reason, this is just how I get rid of that. So it's really simple, and after that it looks great. So yeah. For highlighter, I'm going to use this one from Becca. This is in the shade Moonstone, and this is a really pretty like silvery gold highlighter, and it looks really good even on pale skin. I have a hard time finding some gold highlighters that look good on my skin tone, but this one still looks really good. I'm just going to blend this on the top of my cheekbones, and I mean, look at that. Like, it's like the perfect light gold. Okay, so now that I'm officially glowing from the inside out with that highlighter, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lip products, and then that will be it. So go ahead and apply my lip liner. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner, and this is like the perfect everyday kind of pinky nude color. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with this. And I'm gonna take the Pillow Talk lipstick itself and then just put that all over. So you can totally leave it like this. I just personally love the look of a gloss on top. So I'm using the Moonchild lip gloss from ColourPop. Looks just like this. So I'm just gonna get a little bit and just kind of put it in the center of my lips. So yeah, that is the final look. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it turned out really well. I really like it. And I think it's really pretty and effortless and glowy, and it just looks really good, and it's so easy. That is like the biggest thing. It's easy to do. So I hope you like it.